Just wanted to remind you guys real quick before we get into the video that I have merch. It is available and you can join the cavalry right now if you'd like to. The link for it is going to be in the description box below. Everything on the store right now is 40% off, and if you'd like, you can get an additional $10 off on your order by typing in the voucher code Cavalry10 at your checkout. So if you want to get something, there's going to be a voucher code section at the checkout, and if you type in CAVALRY and then the number 10, you can get $10 off of your order. So once again, if you'd like to, you can join the cavalry. The link is going to be in the description. And with all that said, enjoy the video. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Marvel's Avengers video, and today what I got for you guys here is another news roundup talking about some information regarding the game. We got some details about potential alternate endings being confirmed, as well as some small little snippets of new gameplay that shows us a little bit of the co-op in this game. Now before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if you could leave a like rating on the video as it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, well, let's get into this. So the first bit of news comes over from IGN Italy. There was an interview done with Scott Amos, who is the studio head at Crystal Dynamics, and they talked to him about some things about the game, and they asked him some heavy-hitting questions, and well, Scott actually answered some of those questions and may have given us some big details regarding what we might be able to do in this game regarding the story. So I'll leave a link in the description box below for the entire interview if you want to read through it. I will let you guys know as well, keep in mind that some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here, there was some translation being done, and it's some rough translation, so everything might not be one-to-one with what was said, but it seems to be a correct translation done here, and we seem to have the correct information. So this first question has me really excited, as this is something that I'm very much looking forward to in Marvel's Avengers, and that's the idea of min-maxing your characters and really getting to sink your teeth into some of the different builds that you can create for characters. And well, the question says, these mechanics are simple at first glance, but is there sufficient depth to satisfy the most experienced players? And Scott replies saying, sure. We want everyone to be able to get closer to the game, since a large share of the public has approached the Marvel Universe over the last few years, but also to allow the most demanding to study what is the best way to build or play the various heroes. Lovers of min-maxing will get their teeth right. So this sounds awesome to me. I am very excited about this. For those who may not know, I am a huge fan of Destiny, and you get quite a bit of that in Destiny. You know, you get a lot of the min-maxing and finding the best build for your character and all that fun stuff. I hope it's not to that incredible of depth, and the reason that I say that is because that I know there are plenty of people out there who are just going to casually get this game because it's a Marvel game, there are Marvel heroes in it, so I hope that there is some simplicity to crafting your heroes and creating them and making them your own, but I also hope that for someone like me, you can find all the nitty-gritty stuff in there to help make sure that you're min-maxing your build and making the best version of Iron Man or Thor or Captain America possible. And obviously having the gear system and the skill trees and all the different ways that you can customize and create these characters and add new abilities to them, it does seem that a player like myself is going to have plenty of fun here. I just hope, like I said, that there is some simplicity to it for someone who may not be as into min-maxing and all that fun stuff as I am. But here was the doozy that was asked during this interview. A first question was said, will there be choices that players can make, and what impact will they have? And Scott replies saying, yes, there will be. Although I can't reveal much about it, history will have fixed points, initial and intermediate, but otherwise. And then they followed up saying, can we hope for alternative endings? And Scott said, there will be alternate endings, yes. And in any case, the credits will not be the end. The contents we will publish in the months following the launch will continue to expand the experience. So let's break this down, because on one hand, this sounds like some pretty huge information. We're going to be able to make choices throughout the story, and we're going to be able to have alternate endings in the game. That sounds really interesting. However, I don't think it's going to be as big as you may think. I don't think the alternate endings are going to be as different as you may think. And the reason that I say that is because they're planning to expand the story as years go by, with expansions, with new DLC added into the game. They're going to tell new stories. They're going to keep expanding on the story that they told from the main game with that DLC content. So if there are alternate endings, how exactly would something like that work? Is it going to be like a Telltale game where it maybe knows your save point and it knows what ending you've chosen or what ending you've gotten and will give you the correct start of the new story given that information? I don't know. That would be really cool. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. I think honestly the alternate endings might just not be too different from one another, or maybe it'll just be another character's perspective on a specific ending that happens in this game. I mean, who knows? Maybe even the DLC content will just not have anything to do with the main story and will just tell us brand new stories that don't need to revolve around what happens during the ending of the main campaign, and then that way we can see vastly different alternate endings in this game. It's really hard to tell, but either way, Scott Amos says that there's going to be alternate endings, and he says that there are going to be parts in the story where you can make choices yourself, so I'm intrigued to see how this is going to play out. But moving on, we got some new gameplay for Marvel's Avengers. This gives us a bit of a look at the co-op in the game, and although we do see a small snippet of that in the game overview that was released officially, this gives us a closer look at two heroes flying around together and fighting and working in combat together. So this comes from another content creator on YouTube by the name of Lomadia. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but she uploaded a video of her impressions playing the game, and during the video, she shows us a snippet of some brand new gameplay of some people loading into what seems to be a Warzone mission, and then Iron Man and Thor are flying around, and then we see Iron Man and Thor fighting some enemies together. So I got to see a bit of this. This was part of the presentation before I got my hands on with Ms. Marvel when I got to try out the character at EGX last month, and you can check out that video and my impressions on that. It's up on the channel right now. I'll leave a card at the top so you can click that video if you'd like to. But talking about the gameplay itself, everything looks really good here. Seeing the co-op, seeing heroes fly around together and take down enemies, all that looks very fun. The only thing that worries me is that frame rate. It's still got quite a bit of issues, and it still needs quite a bit of work done on it. I'm confident that the final product won't turn out this way, at least I'm hoping so, because we are still a ways away from the release of the game. This is still some pretty early gameplay being shown to us, so I'm confident when we get our hands on the game come May 15th, 2020, or whenever we get our hands on the beta, whenever that will be, that the game will be running smoothly. At least I hope so, because if it's not, if there are still quite a bit of issues with the frames, then that's going to be a bad sign. The co-op does look like a lot of fun though, undeniably so. It looks like really exciting stuff there to be able to jump online with your friends. One of them's playing as Thor, you're playing as Iron Man, and you're flying around, taking down enemies and working together to complete these Warzone missions. But that's it. That's the video that I got for you guys today, and now I'm going to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. When it comes to alternate endings, how do you think that that's going to work in this game, and what do you think about those new little snippets of co-op gameplay for Marvel's Avengers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and of course, just as I said at the top of the video, you can make your way to the description box below, and if you want to join the cavalry and get some merch, you absolutely can. Everything on the store is 40% off, and you can also get an additional $10 off by using the voucher code CAVALRY10 at your checkout. So when you see that little voucher code section, if you put in CAVALRY and then the number 10, you'll get $10 off additionally on your order. And with all that said, I'm Caboose, and once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.